Hey people. So I went to the gym today and I burned 700 calories. I want to like how I'm gonna get my body back. I'm out of this whole slump I was in of depression. I'm over it now. I'm gonna be start living a lot more free. Literally speaking, I'm not gonna really go into detail, but I'm gonna start saving my money. And like I said, I'm gonna be looking for another job that pays more money. I could work both jobs, but if something is paying more and gives me more hours, I'm gonna take that. Anyway, I told you about when I went to juvie at 15 years old, and I had someone I was in a cell with who, when I was there my last day, I saw on the news a 2-year-old girl was killed in Kensington, and one of the people in the mugshots looked like the guy. I remember his face because he had either lupus or maybe he was badly burned in a fire. I don't know, but um, you know, when he went, I told you when he took my spot upstairs, when I that scared the shit out of me, where I never wanted to go to jail ever again. That's the only time I've been locked up. Um, I know they were giving him a hard time because all he kept saying when he was in cell with me, because they were like the guy I got one of the guys that wanted to fight me upstairs. I think his name was like Wilson or something. He saw me. He saw one of the dudes, and he just kept saying there's a bunch of bitch ass niggas up there. And I just said I knew what he was talking about. So that was my last day there. I never went back there again, and I learned that this look jail is not for me. I don't want to make it for me. I just feel like they were a little jealous because I had a father. I went to a good school. I wasn't out in the streets having to rob people to survive like they did. But unfortunately, because the guy that I was in the cell with, maybe he grew up like that too. I don't know, but he didn't give me a hard time, but he was one of the people convicted of killing this girl, a 2-year-old girl in Kensington. I don't know how. See, I don't know what like he must have continued the life he was living at that point because I didn't really see anybody when I was released. I didn't see nobody because I never went back there ever since. But I knew for a fact that was him on that mugshot, and I didn't know his name, but I never asked his name because people in a when you don't know somebody's name in Philly, they just kept calling him the boy with the messed up face. People say boy a lot, so they said that's the boy with the messed up face. But I never asked his name. But I found out everything about him, and I knew for a fact that it's him because he has a very distinctive look, And we were around the same age when I saw his obituary. He was born 1 year older than me, so I knew for a fact that was him. I just didn't know his name, but that's definitely his face. It's just without the tattoos on his neck. But yeah, he he's the first person that I knew that killed somebody. I don't think he I don't know if he killed him himself, but when you are part of a murder, when you're involved in it, they throw everybody gets thrown under the bus. So he was a part of that crime. But I talked with somebody that killed somebody. Scratch that. I know someone. I never talked with this person, but I had a let me tell you about my neighbor. So I told you, I grew up in Southwest Philly. I grew up there. My dad's house was in Southwest Philly. My mom's house was in Northwest. We tried to do. It seems like my father and my mother they wanted me and my brother to live in a good area. My mother grew up in West Philly. My dad grew up in North Philly during the 1970s, before all the stuff is known for today. When my mom moved, we moved almost closer to like the border of like Shellingham Township. And my dad, we live close to the border of Yaden and like Darby. So Upper Darby. Upper Darby is horrible. Like 69th Street is horrible. When I used to have my sense of smell, I always smelled drugs when I went there. Cause I had some cousins I used to talk to and they lived not too far from there. But we had some neighbors. They moved in this house around 0, 03, 04. When my parents split up, we finally started going back to my dad's house. We went there around my ninth birthday. Now, one of the sister, the daughter, the sister, we didn't have curtains in their room, so I found out she used to look at us when we were getting dressed, and it would be another story if it was the other way around, like a grown ass man looking at a young girl getting dressed. But from what it seems like, none of them turned out to be shit. Um, they they moved. They were horrible neighbors. What I learned about black people is they don't want war with other black people because my dad's girlfriend and my father, they did everything they could do to make peace with them. I feel like if they were white, they would have a little more energy because they understand one thing about I've since I've been out of Philly, I've learned everything I can about all races of people. One thing about black people, they will have more heat when it comes to white people because they understand they will get that backing from black people, the black community. While the black community, when it's black on black, you will have to go at your own by yourself. You're not going to have any backup because you understand everybody knows for the most part everybody has that one stepper, that one shooter, that one head buster in their family that they can call if they have a problem. So you don't want to really piss off another black person. I understand that myself. That's why I stay out of Atlanta. I'm in Woodstock, Georgia right now. But they were horrible neighbors. They tried to set their house on fire. Um, they left this broke ass entertainment system behind our back door. I guess they wanted to they didn't want us to leave outside the door one time. They did a lot of ghetto shit. They didn't cut their grass, so we had crabgrass growing on our side because in Philly they have row homes. So anything they do, it affects us. They try to light the house on fire. All this smoke was just disseminating from their house to ours, and we had to get somebody to clean the house out really good. Because my dad's girlfriend had asthma. I may make a video about her one day. Anyway, fast forward because I really never communicated with them at all. And I'm not gonna lie, they have ruined my perception on black people that follow Islam. I'm not talking about Africans that are like Islamic, that are like what do you call the facet of Islam? Sunni Islam. They were like Nation of Islam Muslims, and they didn't follow probably none of the doctrines of that religion. But I want to tell you, one of the sons that was a real pain in the ass. He didn't live with his family because he did something where he got sent to like a boys' home. 5 years ago, I found out that he is responsible for the rape and the murder of his 2 year old stepson. True story. He was a neighbor of mine, and what's so disgusting is all the stuff I'm telling you. My dad's girlfriend's daughter, they tried to date for like one day. So all this stuff he does to us, you will actually date somebody like that. But he um he killed and murdered his 2 year old stepson, raped, and I remember like years before this, his father died when I was like 13. But they were making a lot of noise one day. I guess he died in the house. But they were horrible neighbors. But it doesn't surprise me. And what made it so disturbing too, they had a daughter. I don't know about it if they were by the father, if they were by the same, because she's rather lighter. They all look a little different complexion wise, but that's just sad. She had to grow up around all that because I don't know. I don't know what happened when they left the house. But there were some horrible neighbors, and you know, he's in jail right now. Most likely, he's convicted. But yeah, that's the second person I know that has killed somebody.